Hey guys, it's time for another episode of Coffee with Christo. I'm excited that 2.5 weeks in Texas have yielded some irreplaceable memories that just some of the greatest days of my life. This adventure has been just unbelievable. From going to Van Horn, Texas to becoming friends with Marty Leonard and also Jody Vasquez, and going to Mr. Hogan's final resting place, and meeting the minister that did his funeral sermon. It's been incredible, to say the least. And I had a very special event happen a couple days ago that I'm still kind of shaking my head about. It's top secret. I can't really talk about it. And now I'm going to teach a clinic this afternoon. I hope we'll be blessed with some sunshine. There's been some conflicting weather reports out there. And then I'm going to hit the road to go to Florida. And the reason why I'm going to Florida again is I have an opportunity to interview one of my greatest idols in history. This is one that, I don't want to jinx it, so I don't want to say anything until, actually it's 2, 3. There will be 3 people that I'll be speaking with in Florida that I think that everybody on my channel is going to be pretty excited to see. Hey guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Somebody asked me about a cure for flipping, and I think that the flip is caused by a stall in your rotation, and rotational stalls to me most likely happen because of poor foot and leg work. So I'm going to suggest that you keep your knees flexed and soft and try and get them to break towards the target and help you clear the lower body. When those legs get stiff, the arms have to throw, and then the club is just gonna flip. So as I was saying, I'm headed back down to Florida. This has been a crazy adventure. I've been traveling for a couple of months now, trying to finish up this film, and I almost feel like I've got too much material for a 90-minute film, but I'll be able to cram it in. But there's still other things that I'd like to touch on. We'll have to wait and see. But for the most part, I think that I want to talk about the golf swing, because I'm going to be doing this clinic today, and that's what I was thinking about when I decided to do this little episode of Coffee with Christo. I've been going back and forth with somebody on my last video who's like, well, modern teachers don't talk about that. They don't recommend that. That's the whole point of my swing evolution, is I was trying to do what the modern swing teachers were doing, and I was terribly unsuccessful. I'm not saying you can't swing like that. I'm saying that it wasn't working for me, and I had to take a step back and rethink everything. And because I've had some great success in other movement disciplines in the past, I was unbound by time and space and said, who has the best golf swing? And I discovered that I believe Ben Hogan has the best golf swing because he has the least amount of inhibitions. His swing is just whoosh, whoosh, and it repeats every time. So what do I observe in the swing? What I observe in the swing is a strong lateral move. This is something that was confirmed to me by Jody Vasquez, who says that, he was very aware of it. And Lee Trevino had the same thing. And Jody Vasquez has known them both for over 50 years. So it doesn't matter to me that some modern swingers or modern swing teachers don't believe in lateral motion. I believe in it. Baseball players believe in it. There's a load and a stride. I say load and stretch. So in Mr. Hogan's swing and in Lee Trevino's swing, I definitely see that load, stride, stretch move. They load to the right, they move, and then they boom. In batters, they don't they don't spin out early. You see a lot of them, they're like this, and they're falling at the ball, and they're still kind of turned away from it. And then at the last second, they make that move. And that's what was so illuminating about what Jody Vasquez was teaching me about the right knee drive. Is he's saying that the right knee is what makes the hips turn. And Mr. Hogan's hips are pretty square when he's in the Shangri-La position, and then all of a sudden they're like wide open. I've never been able to achieve that. I've achieved some degree of success by breaking my knees at the target, old school style. This kind of drops the club in pretty far to the inside, which can cause snap hooks. That's why better players tend to fight curving the ball too much to the left, just because they have very active lower bodies. No lower body causes the shoulders to work, and the club comes over the top, and then you fight the ball going the other way. I'm on a journey to try and decipher all these little secrets so that we have a very clear approach to swinging in the classic style. It may be Lee Trevino, it may be Ben Hogan. But the point that I'm making is there are hallmarks to their swings. Lee Trevino said, I had a slide turn. And he says, that's what set the club off. And when I talked to Jody about that, he said, yeah, that makes sense. And again, I go back to baseball more than I do to golf. I think, people are just run themselves in circles trying to figure out the golf swing, and it's just insane, everything that's out there. And if you're just starting out and trying to figure out what you want to do with your golf swing, good luck. What worked for me was focusing on the classic swing, specifically Ben Hogan. And I'll tell you, it was probably the best decision of my life because I've been on the greatest adventure. I can hardly even explain what's been happening to me. I mean, it's like I'm blessed on a level that I can't even comprehend. The adventures that I've been on, the people that I've met, like it or not, I mean, I am pretty much an expert in this Hogan stuff now. I mean, I've always been a fan, but I've been on the greatest fan film adventure in Hogan history. That's what I will say is, there's only a couple places that are eluding me that I haven't been to yet that were on my list. And who knows, maybe I'll fit them in. Maybe I'll just, keep on going with it because this has been, absolutely amazing. And it's hard for me to comprehend what's been going on. But I promise next week, once I get everything in the can from my big wigs that I'm going to be meeting with, my idols in Florida, I promise I'll give everybody an update. I don't want to jinx this. I want to make sure that I have everything filmed and it's beautiful and I can add it to to my project. So it's just going to be a few days before I can tell everybody about that. And then this last thing I did, it may be a while before I get to tell you about that, but trust me, you'll be hearing about it. So I encourage everybody to do your own experimentation. You have to find your own truths. That's why Mr. Hogan would say, okay, now go hit your 10,000 golf balls. Now, you got to figure it out for yourself. I've figured out what I believe in, and I'm going to be very honest and open about what I believe in. And I'm not closed to other points of view. Heck, I try to be as open as possible. Over the last few months, Matt Ben Cresciuto and Jody Vasquez have had a tremendous influence over me. Before that, it was Greg McHatton and Chris Cheddar. I'm going to continue to evolve. And, if something is going to take me straight off the tracks and say, oh, no, you got to do this because the modern swingers do this, I may not choose to go down that road. I've been down that road for decades, and I didn't like it. I like what I'm doing now, so I'll continue to talk to classic swing greats. Surely, that doesn't mean I'm going to not listen. But I've formed my own set of opinions with literally hundreds of hours of speaking with people about the golf swing and thousands of hours of hitting golf balls. And that's what I enjoy. And that's the whole point of the game for me. And the difference between my game today and when I started my swing evolution was I was ashamed of the way that I played the game of golf. I was very embarrassed. And, I stuck with it. I stuck with it even though I was like, I don't know whatever is ever going to happen to me. This is embarrassing when I go out there to play, but I love the game and I'm not going to quit. I held my chin up. I kept working at it. I stumbled into something that started to work for me, and then today I'm living the most charmed golfing life of maybe anybody. So I think I made the right decision. I want you guys to make the right decisions as well, and the simplest way for you to do that, in my advice, would be follow your bliss. Follow your bliss, and doors will open where you had no idea there was even a door. And that's the advice from Joseph Campbell, one of my great, one of the people that I've studied at length that I admire greatly. He always said, follow your bliss, and that's one thing that I've always done. I'd like to say I've really tried to stay true to that. And now it's really paying off, and it's hard for me to even believe. So stick with it, guys. Follow your bliss. And above all else, take pride in yourself. It's okay. Your game is where it's at. It's never going to be as good as you want, but just keep plugging away. That's the whole point of it. That's what the heroes like Mr. Hogan have taught us. He's the greatest My Swing evolution in history. He's the original swing evolution, okay? And it's through his example that he taught us what we need to do, and that's what I'm trying to do. And it's been just terribly fun and enjoyable. So as I say, have fun, play better, and always hit 'em long and hit 'em straight.